Hey, what's up guys? Sean here with Video Influencers, and I'm sitting here with Nikki Phillippi.
Hello, hi.
YouTuber, creator of The Gang magazine.
Yes.
And one of the things that is really awesome is your videos.
Thank you.
They're done well, they're really thoughtful, and so I wanted to just do one video where we just kind of walk through your process. Like 4 phases of pre-production, production, post-production, and distribution of your videos for those watching so they can maybe get a few tips and help their workflow.
Yes.
So let's jump into it. Pre-production.
Okay, well first off, and this kind of ties into pre-production, if you're making videos, just know when you make them, you're gonna get better and better and better. So like where I am, even describing my video flow and like how I create videos, I feel slightly lame because they're just not still where I want them to be, but they're so much better than where they used to be. So especially in the pre-production phase, if I like to prepare as much as I can ahead of time. I like to write out kind of the general idea. If there's tips involved in the video, I'll write out the tips.
So you're gonna need some honey, 3 lemons, lavender, a lemon press, and a measuring cup.
I'll do really as much research as like the time allots me to, and I'll get it all on paper. I'll kind of toy around with titles, but I'm not as concerned with titles necessarily up front because a lot of times I'll work on that, really honing it at the end before the video goes live. So really it's just about like pulling the idea together, doing any research I need to do. But like I said, that being said, I'm even making it sound more extensive than what my pre-production actually is.
And what do you do for props, or obviously if you were gonna do like a fall outfits, you're gonna get those together. Do you kind of create a checklist at all, or do you just gather everything and try to get it in one place?
If I need props, which is not all the time, not that often, but if I need them, then obviously we'll go and we'll pull everything together before the video shoot. Sometimes we'll even like show up and set up to film and we'll realize, oh, I'm like missing a couple of things. We have to go get a couple of things. So then we'll pull it together. But we try to have everything pulled together before the actual shoot.
And then just gear-wise, is there anything you do to just prep for a shoot day?
Yeah, this is kind of funny sounding, but it's really because I'm a girl. Like I like to make sure that my hair has been washed the night before so that I have fresh hair. Like I like to make sure that the clothes that I want to wear have like been washed, that I've done all my laundry. Really that I'm prepped in that department. Like as a girl, I don't want to wake up and get ready to film and it's like, oh, I didn't wash my hair in like 3 days. So I try to make sure I'm ready to go for the filming.
Love it.
Production. That was great.
That was really good. Okay, so production phase. So now it's shoot time. You're gonna hit record. What are your tips and what have you learned when it comes to video production?
Okay, so one thing is trusting other people, especially once they kind of either are trained or if they already know what they're doing. So my sister and my husband work with me, and I'm really about speed. I'll set a number goal. I'll be like, okay, in this shoot, I wanna get 300 clips. So I'll set like a number goal, or I want 200 clips, or we need 150 clips for this video. And so it's not really—
What do you mean by clips?
Meaning like, okay, so let's say I'm shooting a routine video is a great example. I like my routine videos to have as many different angles and as much coverage as possible because I want each clip, when it's like an action video, to be no longer than like a second. So I've taught Shayna and Dan how to get the different shots, and now at this point, I pretty much just trust them. So really what I do when I'm shooting is I'm talent. I make sure that I'm really like present for the camera, and I'm also kind of like the clock person. So like they get the coverage, I pretty much just say, does it look good? They know what I want, what I like, and I'll just be like, okay, on, let's go, move on. We have to like, let's go, on to the next. So speed is a really big thing for me in production because we can only pump out these many videos by being fast. Post-production, ooh.
So now you're in post-production, you've planned the video out, you've shot all the content, now you're sitting down to edit?
Yeah.
What does your workflow look like there? What software are you using?
Yeah, so okay, I get really into editing. I actually like editing a lot. While I have wanted to pull my eyeballs out before in learning programs, in general, I really like editing because it feels like a coloring book. Like I get to choose my colors, I get to like make things to music how I want it to be. I use Final Cut ProX. I used to use iMovie. People get very concerned about equipment and software, and I'm always like, just use whatever you can use to just get it out. You will learn and grow along the way. I didn't start on Final Cut ProX. I didn't start on my DSLR, but that's where I am now. So what does my workflow look like? How detailed do you want me to answer this question?
Yeah, I mean, really detailed. So you've got to import all your footage.
Yes.
Do you pick out music ahead of time? Where do you get your music?
I do not pick out music ahead of time. I get my music though, so those are kind of like two different things. So I pick my music as I'm editing. It depends what kind of video I'm doing. So a routine video, to go back to that one with like 200 to 300 clips, it depends. I will edit it out silently. I'll keep the volume down, except for the things that are kind of like the behind the scene clips, but I'll keep the volume down. And once I have edited it all, then I will pick music and drop it in, and then I'll cut accordingly. Like if I want something to match to the timing of the music, I may trim a little more, extend, but I pick the music afterwards because for me, since at this point it's borderline a one-person show, but not really because I have Shayna and Dan, I have to think of things like as I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I'll create it like once I get into the world of editing, it's like, this is the vibe I want. This is the kind of music I want. As far as where I get my music, I do a couple different sources. Audio Network is a really great place.
Oh, cool.
Then obviously like the YouTube audio library is really great. They actually have a pretty extensive collection of music.
Have you found any tips for speeding up post-production?
Probably, actually what I just said, the way that I edit without music, for me did speed it up. Because I realized, I used to think I had to edit to the music for it to be right, and then I realized I didn't have to. It's like creating the skeleton, and once that's done, which is easier to do when it's silent, it's much easier to just trim and match to where you want in the music.
That's really good. And then how do you, one of the things that is, I would say unique about your videos is they have kind of like a brightness, contrast, saturation to them. And I mean, what do you specifically do? Brightness, contrast, and saturation?
So I really like my videos shot really bright. That's actually when we move from this place, that's one of the biggest considerations when we move somewhere. And when we own a home, legitimately, I think we're gonna rip down walls and have like huge windows everywhere because your actual way that you light it is really important because you can only do so much in post. So that's a big thing for me is like, and I'm learning. Like if you go look at my videos, some of them it's like, okay, good job there on the lighting, but I'm learning. So how you light it is really important. I keep my aperture as low as possible because I like the blurry effect in the background. And then when I'm in post, I really do just what you said. Like I mess a lot with like the global saturation and the highlights and the mid-tones, and I mess with the brightness of the overall brightness and the highlights, and I just really push it as far as I can to where I feel like it still looks good. But it's all relative. Some people say my videos hurt their eyes, so it just kind of depends.
And if people lost you a little bit there, how did you learn to get into what is called color grading?
Yeah, I didn't even know that was the word. Hey. I learned through tutorials. So you can find out how to do pretty much anything on YouTube. If you want to get real formal, if you're like, no, I want like a thorough step-by-step, I don't even know what to look for. Like if you don't even know the questions to ask or to Google or to YouTube, lynda.com is great. I learned a lot of stuff on Lynda. And like I said, while you can find all of it on YouTube and it's not necessary to go to Lynda, the benefit of Lynda is if you don't even know what you're looking for because they break it down and they go through everything. So when I got my DSLR, I didn't even know what questions to ask. Like, I don't even know what I'm trying to do. So I just watched a DSLR class on Lynda and it taught me all about shutter speed and aperture and ISO and the basics and stuff. So
what is a rundown of the gear that you shoot with today?
So I don't shoot with all of it at the same time, but we have a Canon 60D, a Canon 6D, which those are both DSLR cameras, like those big cameras that have the lens on it. And then we shoot with different lights. So I don't know if it's shooting, but we use 2 softboxes and we have a ring light. We're going to up our lighting collection soon because we need more lights. I like my videos to be as bright as humanly possible, but that's what I shoot with. And then I use a Rode mic for sound when I remember. Sometimes I'm lazy. I actually shot 2 videos today without the Rode mic, but it's fine, worked. And if I do that, side note, then I use filters in Final Cut. If you can't afford a microphone, utilize the audio filters in Final Cut because you can do bass enhancement, you can do treble reduction, so you can get rid of the high hissing tones, and you can really mess with it in post if you can't afford a mic. But I use a Rode mic.
And then do lenses matter to you? Do you just use the same ones, or do you pick different ones for different shots?
This is where I'm not going to be the expert. My husband knows a lot more about cameras than I do, and this is kind of where it comes into almost like I really should be learning more, but I also trust him. He's much more technical than I am. So I know we have some Sigma, we have some Canon. I use some 50mm. If I want a really blurry shot, then we'll use 50mm.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't even know the rest of the names of the lenses. Distribution.
Okay, so you've shot your video, you've planned it out, you've shot it, you've edited it, you've exported it. Now it's time to put it on the internet and share it on social media. What's that look like for you?
Okay, So first off, very important, thumbnails. Thumbnails are so important, and I've really been working on trying to keep that in my mind when we're shooting, so as an earlier step. Because if you wait till the end to even consider it, a lot of times you'll end up with a crappy thumbnail, and you may have the best video in the world, and it's like, nobody's gonna click on it because your thumbnail doesn't look exciting. It's really that basic and really that complicated and important at the same time. So, but at this point—
Do you shoot specific photos if you can?
If I can, yes. Sometimes I can't even think of what to do, and I just make sure, like when we're shooting things, that I'm getting visually interesting content so that I can screenshot if I need to. I've had a couple videos where I couldn't think of what to take a photo of, but I knew my footage was interesting enough to where I was gonna be able to pull something, and I did. And actually one of those videos recently is doing really well because the thumbnail came out really awesome, but I didn't plan it. But in general, if you wanna be safe and responsible, it's best to plan ahead for it. So at this point, when it's exported and uploading, I work on the thumbnail. Sometimes I may even ask social media, like, here's a couple options, what do you guys like better?
I like that.
It gets people kind of like pumped and aware that you're gonna be uploading soon, and then you get actual feedback, and it's amazing to see how most of the time, the group is really slanted in one direction. It's usually not split down the middle, and so it gives you a clear, like, okay, this is what people wanna see. People are eager, thanks, people are eager to give you feedback. And then I will make sure that it's gonna be shared everywhere on social. If I'm being really responsible, I will also pre-schedule posts on Facebook for the following days so that it doesn't just get one initial push when I'm thinking about it, but that it's continuing to be pushed. I'll push it on Instagram as well. And that's pretty much it.
How about titling? Is that something, do you have a process to try to come up with like a really good attention-grabbing title? Yeah,
that is very important as well. Your title and your thumbnail are like the two most important things that go hand in hand. For titling, there's a app called vidIQ. My sister uses it. I know it's important and I know what it is, but I don't actually know how to use it. But my sister helps me with it. She works with me. So what we'll often do is we'll just kind of in our imagination think like, okay, this is a good title. And then she'll search those keywords and see what people are actually searching for. And it's like quite a process, both that and tags, because tags are very important. So we'll run all tags, all titling through vidIQ to see how everything rates. And then we plug it in, and that's that.
So to sum it up now, for those, hopefully that you've been able to get some tips out of this, right? You can apply it to your own content, your own videos. But and maybe you're feeling great, maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed. What's some encouragement just for those that are working on their game, they're leveling up their content, they're leveling up their video influence?
Oh yeah.
How would you encourage them if they're, to keep going?
Feeling overwhelmed?
Yeah.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, just keep swimming, in the words of Dory from Nemo. It's true, I feel like that's the best advice that I could give you, because I said this when we were talking earlier and he asked me a similar question. I said, you will always feel like discouraged and overwhelmed, because as your knowledge expands, you're always gonna know more than you're able to do. So you're always gonna slip back into that feeling of like, oh, I'm just not doing enough. Even if you've come so far. It's kind of like, I was looking back at old dance videos. I used to be a dancer, and I remember I felt like I sucked when I was dancing. And I realized now that I've gotten distance from it, it's because I was so involved in dance and I was so aware of what I couldn't do that I didn't feel good about where I was at. But now that I'm away from it, I don't even dance anymore, I'm like, dang, I was a really good dancer. So just know that if you're in something, you're always gonna struggle with feelings of discouragement, because you're always gonna see where you should be. So the key, I think, is to not beat yourself up for not being there, because it's a journey. Not to compare yourself to others, which is the hardest thing on the planet.
Yeah, definitely.
And to just keep moving.
Hey, so thanks so much for checking out this video. Make sure to subscribe to Video Influencers for more videos like this to help you build your influence and your income with online video. And huge thanks to FameBit for partnering with this LA tour and making it possible. They are the #1 marketplace actually for social media influencers. They now have Vine, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and connecting brands with creators and creators with brands so that you can get paid to do sponsored videos.
So cool.
So anyways, check that out. And plus, we'll put everything else in the show notes, the gear you talked about, all the software and all the cool things and any extra tips we talk about off camera. But Nikki, land the plane.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if you're not subscribed to Video Influencers, you should subscribe.
Okay.
Because why not? It doesn't cost you anything. You're not gonna regret it. I think that if you haven't thumbs up this video and you like it, you should just scroll down and hit thumbs up, because we said this, it's not gonna cost you anything. You're not gonna regret it. You're probably gonna sleep better. You're probably gonna you know, tone up a little bit just from hitting thumbs up.
It's true.
It's true. That's where he got his guns.
Yeah.
And you should comment if you have any questions, any thoughts, any prolific add-ons.
And check out all of Nikki's stuff. She's got an incredible lifestyle channel. You're doing your vlog channel. And then thegangmagazine.com.
And I actually think if you like this kind of content, you will like The Gang because we're talking about similar things.
Definitely, so check it all out. Appreciate you, keep crushing it, and we will talk soon. Post-production.
Ooh. Distribution. That way.
Post-production, click, edit,
delete,
headache,
color correction.
eyes hurt.
Yeah.
You ever edited video for a long time?
Oh my gosh. That was a huge thing, especially when I first started YouTube. I wanted to rip my eyeballs out of my brain because I knew I needed to learn how to edit. And it was just, especially when I switched from iMovie to Final Cut ProX, I was like, this makes me want to rip my eyeballs out. Okay.
This is where you ship it. What do you call that final phase? Ship it?
I call it uploading.
Uploading, but then sharing on social.
I know, there's like a whole, I like the word distribution. Let's go with that.
Distribution, all right.